Hey, my name is Rue, and this is the Record of the Rainbow Witch. This is my magical vlog about my practice and personal gnosis, so I have it on file so I can go back to it, look at it, and kind of revisit it, see how my practice has changed and grown and evolved. So, this is just an update. I haven't been as consistent as I'd like to be, but there's been a lot going on. Um, we were hit with Milton. Luckily for us, we are outside of the evacuation zones, and basically got the outer bands. It was wild. A couple nights, like about a week ago, not a week ago, like about a week before it hit, um, I was asleep and I was having a dream where Hecate told me I need to protect myself and put up some wards. How do I know it was Hecate? Because she made herself known. And so I kind of woke up in the middle of the night and told my partner, who also is kind of a practicing witch, except not really. They're just, he's on and off. But yeah, so that's exactly what we did. Um, so we set up protections around our house, and we put up our first ward. I put up my first ward. Um, it's wild. Actually, there was a video that Ivy put out that helped a lot in it. And what we did kind of was interesting. We're D&D nerds. Since we had a storm coming, we kind of created a ward using Storm Giant. He's missing his hand, but the actual protector is fully armed. So yeah, he's 26 feet tall, and we put our energy into it. We set up our house. We got everything ready. Um, we walked it around our yard after putting both of our energies into it. Told it where to go. We also asked the trees in our yard for protection from the storm because it was coming, and yeah, we had some really close calls. There was a lot of rain and a lot of wind. We were literally just outside of like a tornado, and it was fucking nuts. So there are areas around us that were affected, but we were not. We had minor damage. Literally, no flooding, no anything. It was just a little bit of damage to our roof, and that was it. But the way that everything sits and the way that it happened, it was like the storm giant was protecting us. Storm giants are like 26 feet tall and more than 1,000 pounds in D&D, and so he did really well protecting us. And yeah, the trees around our yard too, they're all connected, and it was we were both super thankful and super grateful for them. And we gave them offerings over the next few days, and everything kind of worked out. It was wild. It was a lot of energy used, and over the next days following, I felt so drained after that. But I guess that might be a sign that it worked. Another sign. I don't know. It's all new. But yeah, so that happened. We came out okay. Minimal damage. Um, and yeah, um, the full moon was in. The previous full moon a couple nights ago was in Aries. And I took it upon myself to kind of do a releasing ritual. I had a bonfire and just was able to let go of the parts of myself that didn't serve me anymore. For me, especially, that makes a lot of sense. My south node is in Libra, and my north node is in Aries. So, what that means for me is I need to be walking away from the past versions of myself, the things that I already know how to do, talk to people, do the things, work with others, and then with my north node in Aries, through my life, I'm starting to kind of work towards what I need to do for myself. Like learning a lesson of self love and self care and things that I want to do that makes more sense for me rather than pleasing everyone else. Because that's the difference between Libra and Aries, isn't it? Motives, others versus self. Although, like, I am somebody that has a personality that likes to serve or that would serve. Like, I like being of service to others. There's also part of me that's a people pleaser because of that, and hasn't taken care of myself over the years, which I'm learning is really hard. Um, Also had my birthday, so yeah. Um, that was really cool. I finished Moonology and I got a new book for my birthday actually. It goes into natal charts and astrology. Um, Super cool. I knew different aspects about natal charts. I knew planets, I knew placements, signs, houses. This actually blew my mind because like in it gives you the book that I'm reading gives you the history of different things. Actually, I think I have the book here somewhere. Probably behind me somewhere. So I found it. I already brought it down here. It was just not in the place that I thought it would be. So I got the only astrology book you'll ever need by Joanna Martin Woolfolk. And this is fantastic, right? So basically, this covers everything, literally everything that you'll need, like all the basics. So, like planets, signs, what they mean, your moon sign, your ascendant, how to calculate those things, where to look for those things. It's a little bit gendered, I will say. It talks about men and women, how things are for men versus women. So it's a little bit older. But yeah, it's not bad. It's very chock full of information. It goes through, like, the history of the signs and what different ages were like for different zodiacs. Yeah, I didn't know that, like, the Neolithic era happened in Leo, so that was kind of interesting. What it means to be in the age of Aquarius. And, like, what blew my mind, actually, was, like, how your chart sits. How everything's kind of clumped together and spread out among your chart. Where things are heavier or not heavier. Not something I ever considered. So, it was such a cool thing to learn. I mean, like, look at that. It's beautiful, right? So yeah, we've got all kinds of stuff. You can draw up different transits. They do up until 2100. So I can look ahead for the next 100 years and track where the planets and the moons and everything are going to be in future dates and go all the way back to 1900, which is really cool. The art in this book is pretty neat. So, like, for example, here's the page across from the glossary of terms, right? Right? Isn't that cool? So yeah, this is what I've been kind of like working on and working through as of recently. It's so funny because my mom, I just faintly hinted about what I wanted. I told her for my birthday I wanted coffee and a book, and she sent me a fuck ton of coffee and this book, and I'm really grateful for that. So yeah, that was a thing, and that's what I've been doing over the last few days. Haven't really spent too much time actually like doing magical things as much because I recently just started classes, which is on what I wanted to do, like on things that I was supposed to do at the new moon, which is pretty cool. For my mundane life, I'm taking courses for IT, and yeah, hoping to get certified so I can get a better paying job. Um, and then once I have that better paying job, go back to school and actually get a degree in um, psychology so I can be a gender therapist. Because having a better job that pays better will help me pay for school and get things going along the way. Um, yeah, as of spell work recently, um, did some sex magic about myself. Um, did I am currently um, thinking about my partner hasn't been getting a lot of sleep recently. So I am going to make him a spell bag so to put under his pillow, um, and I'm gonna hand stitch it. Like I think that'd be my first sewing project ever. So I'll let you know what happens with that. Um, oh yeah, some cool stuff. So for my birthday, got myself a mortar and pestle because I've never had one. Um, and some rosemary because using white sage is close practice. Um, then some herbs and stuff. Oh, yeah, it's saga. I just got a kit with a bunch of stuff so I can try things out, bond with stuff, figure it out, use it in different ways. This thing has like, it's like a box that has like 60 something herbs in it. So there's going to be a lot of time to do things. So yeah, I actually did another thing. I cleansed my doorway with with rosemary and lemongrass, and I could feel like the negative juju coming off the door. And I did the outside of the door and the inside of the top floor. I totally ADD'd out and forgot the bottom floor. So I'm gonna have to go back and do that. But I've got a lot of cleaning and cleansing to do. So yeah, that's where I've been at. Um, Today is October 19th, so my next update will probably be in another week. Um, I was trying to read a book a week at the beginning of the month. I'm not sure how successful that will be, because I'm technically not reading the astrology book traditionally. I'm just kind of flipping through and playing with it and trying things out. But I guess it still counts because I'm taking in some information. Um, but it's like 600 pages. I think the next book I've got in the line is Entering Hecate's Cave. So, yeah. Also doing research about different things. Interestingly enough, the Orishas and Yoruba, um, yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to look it up. My partner's family, he's Cuban, they practice Santeria. So I figured brushing up on that might be a good idea. It's a close practice. So, you know, I can't practice because I'm not a part of that, but learning about it and finding out about it and where it came from and the interesting things about it is kind of where I'm at. I was watching some stuff. It came from Nigeria. It seems like, and there is one major god, but like 401 orishas that come from that. Um, so yeah, it'll be interesting to learn about and to do things with. Um, so that's where I'm at. If you made it this far, I'm so sorry for rambling. But yeah, thank you for stopping by, and I will catch you in the next update. All the best to you. Peace.